Before we begin, viewer discretion is strongly advised. The following is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is the verbatim federal courtroom testimony of the Shawn Diddy Combs trial as reported by Inner City Press. If you appreciate this type of in-depth legal coverage, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more breaking courtroom updates. What could possibly cause one of the most powerful and respected media figures in American history to abandon her estates and businesses and flee the country under cover of darkness? What evidence presented in the ongoing Shawn Combs trial was so damaging that it led federal judge Alyssa Saunders to issue an arrest warrant for Oprah Winfrey? Why did Oprah's private jet file an urgent flight plan to a non-extradition country just hours after that warrant was announced? In a stunning development that has rocked both the entertainment and media industries. Federal authorities have confirmed Oprah Winfrey is now considered a fugitive from justice. After failing to comply with a material witness subpoena in the high-profile criminal case against Combs, the warrant was issued following explosive testimony from a former Harpo Productions executive who provided evidence suggesting Winfrey had direct knowledge of and potentially participated in a cover-up connected to Diddy's alleged criminal activities. The courtroom fell silent as Judge Saunders reviewed the evidence presented by prosecutors before announcing her decision. "The court does not take this action lightly," she stated, her voice firm as she signed the warrant. But no individual, regardless of their stature or contributions, stands above the obligation to provide testimony when evidence suggests they possess direct knowledge of criminal activity. Within hours of the warrant being issued, aviation authorities confirmed that Winfrey's private jet had filed an emergency flight plan and departed from a private California airfield. Its destination, a country without an extradition treaty. With the U.S., this wasn't just another twist in the sprawling Diddy investigation. It marked a pivotal moment, demonstrating that wealth, influence, and even a beloved public persona offer no shield from accountability. The question now isn't only what Oprah knew about Combs' alleged criminal enterprise, but why she would risk everything: her reputation, her empire, her legacy to avoid testifying. Nobody expected Oprah's name to emerge during that day's testimony. The courtroom was tense as Caroline Bennett, former chief operating officer at Harpo Productions, took the stand. The atmosphere shifted dramatically when the prosecutor asked about a 2018 meeting. Gasps echoed through the gallery as Bennett confirmed. Yes, Ms. Winfrey was not only aware of the recordings, she personally advised Mr. Combs on how to ensure they remained private. Until that moment, the trial had focused on Diddy's alleged criminal network, but now something had changed. Bennett's presence wasn't that of a bitter ex-employee. She was a respected executive with detailed records. She clutched a leather-bound journal as she testified, exuding composure and purpose. Her revelations weren't vague accusations, they were methodical, detailed, and deeply unsettling. Bennett explained how she rose through the ranks at Harpo, eventually gaining access to highly sensitive communications. What began as simple industry collaboration between Oprah and Diddy evolved into something darker: system of mutual protection and strategic leverage. By 2015, the relationship had developed into what Winfrey referred to as a mutually beneficial arrangement. Bennett described her early confusion about the term leverage management until it became clear. They were discussing compromising materials used to control narratives, silence dissent, and shield reputations. One critical meeting occurred at Winfrey's Montecito estate in June 2018, presented as a philanthropic strategy session. It turned out to be a private conversation between Oprah, Diddy, and two of his associates about how to contain potentially explosive recordings involving celebrities and political figures. Winfrey reportedly advised on which media outlets could be trusted and which needed to be managed more aggressively. Bennett had notes from this meeting and described how it confirmed her growing fears that she was part of something deeply unethical. The courtroom sat in stunned silence as Bennett continued. She testified about encrypted communications, specially designed security systems, and a secretive protocol referred to as containment. The process involved identifying those with knowledge of incriminating events, assessing their vulnerabilities, and choosing whether to offer them incentives or apply pressure. Pressure, she explained, could mean career sabotage, legal threats, or reminders of their own compromising moments, some of which had been captured on video. Bennett described several cases in which Winfrey personally intervened. One particularly damning example involved a former party attendee who tried to go public with allegations but was swiftly silenced after a personal call from Oprah. That person later landed a network correspondent job, allegedly due to Winfrey's influence. Bennett was asked to delete all related records, she went on to explain. A 2020 meeting where Oprah and Diddy reviewed lists of potential witnesses, classifying them by loyalty and risk. A voice memo recorded during that meeting captured Winfrey saying, "The key is making sure everyone understands that mutual protection is in everyone's best interest. No one benefits if this unravels." The courtroom was shaken as prosecutors played the clip. Jurors took furious notes. Diddy sat frozen, staring at the table. Bennett revealed that after the FBI raided Diddy's properties in 2023, an emergency meeting was held at Winfrey's private Chicago office. During this session, she appeared genuinely panicked, repeating, "They can't have gotten everything." A server referred to as Archive 3 was of particular concern. Bennett testified that she was instructed to help delete sensitive data, but, fearing obstruction of justice, secretly preserved copies of key communications and handed them to her attorney under strict conditions. More disturbing still were revelations about strategic payments. Bennett detailed how Winfrey's foundation had quietly funneled money to individuals connected to the investigation, sometimes through intermediaries. These weren't ordinary philanthropic gestures, these were payments aimed at ensuring loyalty. As she spoke, prosecutors introduced financial records and communications linking Winfrey directly to these transactions. The final piece of damning evidence came in the form of a second recording a conversation between Bennett and Winfrey during their final meeting. In it, Oprah can be heard saying, "People like Shawn and I don't face consequences the way ordinary people do. The system is designed to protect us." That recording was the turning point. Judge Saunders paused proceedings, then granted the prosecution's request for a material witness warrant. Federal marshals attempted to serve Oprah at her properties in Chicago, California, and Colorado, but she was gone to solidify the seriousness of the situation. Another witness was called James Hawkins, former head of Winfrey's private travel security. Hawkins testified that contingency plans had always existed for Winfrey to disappear quickly and discreetly, including aircraft registered to shell companies and safe houses abroad. He confirmed that just hours after the warrant was issued, he received a coded message from his former team: "Contingency Omega activated. All channels dark." With that, the courtroom saga had shifted once more from Diddy's defense to the unprecedented implication of one of America's most iconic figures in a multi-layered cover-up. And the world watched, stunned, as the story continued to unfold.